Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel, which is daily. And now onto the topic of this video, and this is all about healing and troop recovery. So there are 13 heroes in Rise of Empires that have this ability. I'm going to run through them, explain how they work and rank them, who's better than others. There's a couple of different mechanics in the way that heroes heal, so I'll cover that as well in the video. But to get started, so first off, I say there's 13 heroes, but currently there's only 12 available to us. There is in SX7, which will be the heroes that we'll be able to get in June, the end of June this year. There's a hero, Archer's hero, Shadow. In his 8th skill, he does do some healing. So he will be coming in later in June, but we currently have 12 heroes that heal in the game. Now, why can healing be a good idea, a good addition to your abilities in your formations? Well, if you think about it, if you can recover troops, heal troops, then the more troops you have, the more damage they're going to do, and the more likely as well that you're going to remain in the battle. Obviously, if you have a row of troops collapse because you run out of troops, then that is often a key reason why you can lose a battle, because you don't only lose the troops, but you also lose the hero that is allocated to those troops. So being able to recover troops and survive longer in the battle can have a really key impact, and there are certain combinations as well in the game that are very, very good in terms of their healing ability. So let's rattle on through it, because there are quite a few heroes to cover. Now, first things first, you're going to notice in these descriptions that it always says healing X amount, percentage. So like for instance, let's have a look at Tarantula. So Tarantula is the first hero that I'm going to talk about. So in her 8th skill, she does have restore some troops, recover some troops, and it says 100%. Now that doesn't mean 100% of the troops that you lost in that round or throughout the duration of the battle. Randomly, the game basically counts 1% of troops as 34.33 troops. Don't ask me how they've worked that out or how they've come to that, but if you do the math and you cross-check these figures, that's what it comes to. So in the instance of Tarantula, if she's recovering 100%, that means 3,433 troops. So there you go. So I will cover how many each different ability does heal as well. So Tarantula is the first hero we're looking at. Now the reason she is the lowest ranked is because her 8th ability, Evasive Tactics, is a status skill, so it is guaranteed to happen in a battle. But during combat, the self squad has a chance to obtain only one of the following random bonus, of which this 100% recovery is one of 6 different options. That means, and obviously only 8 rounds in a battle. Sometimes it doesn't even go 8 rounds. So statistically, this is only going to activate once, maybe twice in a battle. You're getting, as I said, you're getting that 3,433 troops recovered. So you're looking at, on average, that you're going to get about 6,800 troops recovered. In fact, that's probably best case scenario with this ability. So that's why I rank Tarantula the lowest. Next up, we have Soaring Hawk. So Soaring Hawk is the S4 footman hero. Just a little note as well, you don't get any healing abilities in the game until you reach S3 for those players that are earlier in the game. So Soaring Hawk, he has on his 8th skill, which is a prep skill, he has from after turn 3, so it is from turn 3, hero squad recovers 30% units when dealing damage. So that's 6 turns. This now, the wording of this is incorrect. It's not 30% units, because 30% units would imply that it's around 1,000. It's 1,000 troops, right? Each time. What it is, it's 30% of the damage being dealt. So if it say he does 1,000 damage to the opponent, you will recover 300 troops. Now, in reality, Soaring Hawk's 5th skill is an auto attack, counter attack. So in theory, you should be definitely getting multiple amounts of healing from this ability. But all of his skills have very low damage values. So in reality, I would say you are probably only getting around 900, 1,000 recovery each turn. It's only for 6 turns. You're only going to get probably about 6,000-7,000 healing in a battle, but it's more consistent than the Tarantulas, because again, Tarantulas is literally only 1 in 6, so it does, sometimes you don't even get any healing from Tarantula in a battle. So Soaring Hawk, not very good either, very low amounts. Next up is Skybreaker, the S3 Archer hero. So she is one of the first, he's one of the first heroes that you're going to see with the healing ability. Again, it's on his 8th skill. Now, his 8th skill, Breath of the Forest, is a combat skill, so it can be stopped quite easily. It does require prep, and it's only 35% chance. So all of these kind of variables mean it's quite low in terms of its frequency activating, but he will heal self and random friendly squad by 97% recovery rate. That is 3,330 each. So that's 6,660. Realistically, this is going to activate twice in a battle, so you are looking at probably around 12,000 troops being healed by Skybreaker. So compared to the other two, much more consistent. Now, you might find this surprising, but next up, I'm ranking the Defender in this list. Now, Defender has on her 5th skill, she has some healing. Now, this recovers some troops for the self squad. So it's only for her own squad. It's only 67%. That is 2,300 troops. Now, the reason I rate her a little bit higher than Skybreaker is because there is a 50% chance, and this is a passive skill, so you're getting 50% every round, every time she basic attacks, sorry. Now, with the Defender, with her 8th skill, it does have the chance to give 2 random friendly squads to attack twice, and it lasts for 2 turns. So if this activates 2 or 3 times in a battle, and it gives it to the Defender, then often she actually does... this skill will activate more than 4 or 5 times in a battle, and generally, as I say, you're probably going to see 14,000 maybe healing from this activating 6 or 7 times in a battle. So that's why I rate Defender a little bit higher than the other 3 before her. Next up, we have Immortal Guardian. Immortal Guardian is the S4 Archer hero, and again with his where are we, on his 8th skill, so it's a prep skill, and this only covers the first 3 turns, but there's the chance to recover units when taking damage, and it covers all friendly units, so all 3 squads. 45% recovery rate, that is only 1,545 troops, but you can often see, obviously, if you think about it, you've got 3 lots of basic attacks, so that's 9 attacks, and then you've got probably another 9, at least 9 skill attacks going on. And so you're probably seeing this activate about 9 or 10 times. So you're looking at close to 13,500, 15,000 troops being recovered. If you're up against like that, obviously the Beast Queen, Rose and Immortal combo that is doing lots more attacks in those first 3 turns, then actually you'll see this, you'll see Immortal Guardian recover even more troops than that. So that's why I rate him higher than the others. And the only problem with it is it's only going to be active in your first 3 turns. Next up, we've got another S4 hero. So you can see 3 of the S4s do give healing, which is the most you're going to see out of any season group. And Desert Storm, I don't have him in this account, but let's have a look. On his 5th skill, Mobilize Troop, it's a prep skill, and on the beginning of turn 5, so it's going to be for the 4 turns at the end of the battle, 2 random friendly squads will recover units each turn, and this maxes at 84% recovery rate, so that is 2,884 troops per squad, which is 5,768 troops, and this is prep, so it's guaranteed, so it does, and it's going to happen, so you're getting a maximum of 23,072 troops recovered, unless he's troop recovery blocked, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So Desert Storm, that is the next hero with his healing. So let's just clear these guys off and go on to the next 6. So up next we have Army Breaker. Yes, yet again, another video that I'm doing on battle mechanics that includes Army Breaker. He just does something of everything. So on his 2nd skill, Formation Rest, you've got a 55% chance to recover some troops for 2 random friendly squads within range. And he's going to recover 84% on each, which is, let me just check my figures, that's 2,884 troops, which is 5,768 a turn. 55% chance. If he's not being crowd controlled, silenced and suppressed, then in theory you can see this activate 4 to 5 times in a battle, And then, as I say, if it's activating 5 times, then that's over 25,000 troops that you can heal. So Desert Storm is more consistent for sure, but he is restricted by that. He's only ever going to heal 23,072 troops max. But with Army Breaker, you know, if this activates 4 or 6 times in a battle, he could actually be healing more than 30,000 troops for you. So that's why I rate Army Breaker higher. Next up on the list, yes, it is Bleeding Steed. So one of my favorite heroes in the game, and he has on his 8th skill, Nomadic Remedy, he is going to, during the battle, when all friendly squads receive damage, all of the battle, 50% chance to recover some units. It's only 33%. That's 1,133 troops. But it's every single time that they get hit. Now, if you think if you're against just a basic Legion that have heroes that are not giving extra basic attacks, that's 24 basic attacks in a battle. Plus, on average, I think generally Legions are going to activate 25, around 25 skills. So you're looking around 50 attacks on you every battle. And with this skill, he's going to recover pretty much on average 25 times in the battle. You're looking at close to 27,000 troops regularly being recovered. And obviously, if you're up against these legions that are doing more basic attacks or extra attacks, then that rate's going to be even higher. And obviously, again, with 50% chance, there are instances where you see this trigger lots of times, even over that. So Bleeding Steed, very, very good. That's why he's in the top 5 in the game for healing. Next up, Liberator. So Liberator is the SX5 Footman hero, and on his 8th skill, Liberator has a similar ability to Soaring Hawks, but where Liberators excels is that, so 40% starting from the 4th round, so this is for over 5 rounds, 40% of the damage your back row squad deals will be converted into front row troops after the effect ends. After their skill ends, that's what it means. So the benefit of this compared to Soaring Hawks is that with Liberator, this calculation is based on the damage that your back row hero is doing, which is obviously your killer hero. If you pair the Liberator with a killer hero like Spectral Reaper, Jade Eagle, Avalanche, heroes that are doing guaranteed amounts of damage, lots of damage, and Liberator helps protect Jade Eagle so that he can do damage, then this is where you're going to get the most out of this effect. Now, in the example video that I did during my Liberator hero guide, he did recover nearly 30,000 troops between turns 4 and 8 in that battle, and it's all recovering towards the end of the battle where you're really wanting to hold on, and Liberator will be your front row hero. So this is a really good ability. And if you think, for instance, from next week, we have the Warden that is going to generate, allow Jade Eagle and, it will allow the back row hero to generate more damage. So in theory, from next week, if you have a mixed Legion, for those of you that have got Dragon Master gear, you could run the Liberator, Warden, and then either Avalanche, Spectral Reaper. You're probably going to run Spectral Reaper, to be honest, but you have these options if you don't have all the heroes. Giving those heroes extra attacks will then buff this ability to make it even better. Particularly like if you've got a Spectral Reaper doing multiple skill 2s with that 742% damage, and then Liberator is getting that 40% of that back in healing, plus obviously double the amount of basic attacks. Again, Spectral Reaper does huge amounts from his basic attacks, then Liberator could be getting huge amounts of healing from there. So maybe like 10,000 around even, potentially. So that's where this skill could really come into its forte. Now we are getting these new SX6 heroes. So we've just got 3 heroes left, and up next is Windwalker. So Windwalker is the SX1 cavalry hero. He's the only cavalry hero in SX1. He is a front row hero, and Windwalker in his 2nd skill has a status skill quick take. Whenever the squad takes basic attacks, the first aid status will be entered. Recovering troops each turn, 20% recovery rate. Now this is 20%, so it's 686 troops each time. Now what the big thing about this is it lasts 2 turns, and the first aid status can stack 8 times. So it can actually stack up to 5,000 488 troops. Now, obviously, it can't do that from turn 1, but effectively, if you have Windwalker's 8th skill activated where he's taunting the opponent and you are gaining extra basic attacks on you, then he can heal probably close to 40,000 troops in a battle. So that is where, obviously, it does depend on how many times he's being attacked, but this is a very, very effective healing skill. This is why he's in the top 3. Okay, in second place, though, we have the SX3 hero, Lawman. Now, Lawman, for me, I rate her second above Windwalker, again, because, so this is a status skill again, and she is healing self-squad and 1 random friendly squad. And it's 96.5% recovery rate. So that's a huge, huge amount, 193%. That's higher than Windwalker's maximum healing. And you're getting the benefit of it being across 2 legions, which I think is better. Because what if you can't, what if already your legion is maxed anyway? You're not going to get any benefit. At least with this, you're more likely to get benefit of healing occurring during the battle. And with this, you're looking at potentially over 53,000 troops being healed in a battle. So the Lawman just has absolutely, very consistent. It's a status skill as well, so it's very consistent, and the numbers are much higher than the others, except for possibly the Liberator might be able to beat that. Which leaves us with 1 hero left to cover, and it is Skanda. So Skanda is the SX4 footman hero, and he is just the king of healing. Let's have a look. You can see the text on the left-hand side and the example of his healing ability. So in the game, you're going to see with him his Aurora of Restoration. It's a combat skill, so okay, it can be stopped, it can be silent suppressed, and it's a 50% chance to heal. But he's going to heal himself and the front row squad 247% recovery rate. And as you can see there on the screen, it's 8,480 troops per row. And if he's actually on the front row, you get all of that heal. You get double the heal. So if you put him on the front row, you're going to get nearly 17,000 troops healed if this skill activates. Now, 50% chance combat skill, you're looking at this activating probably 4 times. It usually activates 4 times on average in a battle. That's over 64,000 troops healed. So just, he blows everything away easily. So Skanda is the king of healing in row by far. Let's just have a very quick look at a video of some healing in action. And I'm actually going to, I should really show you Skanda, shouldn't I? I need to find someone who has Skanda. Does Robin have Skanda? No. Here we go, Skanda. So while we're just watching this and just seeing some healing in action, so actually this is a really good combination to show you in a battle, because Bleeding Steed, Skanda and Desert Storm all have healing. But also you're going to see in this battle that they're up against Living Saint. And if you watch, and Living Saint's Iron Crusade skill that just activated then is actually a troop recovery block. So there we go. That is Bleeding Steed's recovery activating 1,133 troops. But there you go. Do you notice on the next turn where, on the next action where they were all hit, none of the 3 squads got recovery from Bleeding Steed's skill. So it, even though it's 50%, it can be very inconsistent. As I was saying about Living Saint, if you watch my troop recovery block video, you're going to see that obviously this can completely negate the troop recovery ability. So, but there's only a few heroes that have that ability, and to be honest, Living Saint is one of the better proponents of that ability, being able, because she stops 2, I think it's 2 squads at a time with her ability. But and then you can see again, like, they've been hit quite a few times, but the recovery didn't happen. Now here is an Aurora of Restoration, and you're getting that 8,480 recovery. The reason it didn't trigger on the second row was because that second row is being affected by the troop recovery block from Living Saint. So let's just speed this video up now, because I don't want to, I appreciate the video's at 20 minutes already. You're going to see, and there's some more healing from Bleeding Steed there when he got attacked. And then on turn 3, there we go, Aurora of Restoration, which is in its full effect. So nearly 17,000 troops healing on the front and middle row. There's more healing from Bleeding Steed there. So with this combination, you're getting an awful lot of healing. More healing there, 11 more again. So it swings and roundabouts with Bleeding Steed's recovery. Aurora of Restoration there, you didn't actually get any healing again because Living Saint was blocking it. So that's what you've got to look for in battles. If you don't see any healing, it can be because the troop recovery block is on. It can also be because they're trying to heal a squad that is actually at max capacity. And now you can see from turn 5 that we're now getting Desert Storm's 5th skill, his recovery ability actioning as well. So from turns 5 to 8, you're getting all 3 heroes in this combination potentially recovering troops. And if you look at their troop counts, so there we go, there was more healing there. They're still all around the 90,000 count for footmen. And they're up against cavalry, don't forget. So this combination is very good at maintaining its troop count. There's more healing again. So I'm going to leave the video there, but that is probably a very good exponent of, and I could show you examples of Immortal Guardian at the start of a battle healing lots of troops again. So just the key points again to think about is that percentage figure talked about in every scenario except for Soaring Hawk and the Liberator. So for the other 10 heroes like Lawman, Skanda, etc., that each percentage is 34.33 troops, and obviously and they can be stopped by heroes like Living Saint, like Spectral Reaper on his 2nd skill. I think also Jade Eagle has troop recovery block. Ashen Verdict has some troop recovery block on his 8th skill. So there are several heroes out there that can stop your heroes from troop recovery. And we're going to see in the future as well, particularly on actually from next week. So Warhammer, his 8th skill will have troop recovery block, which will have a big impact on the abilities that I've shown of these heroes. So next week is going to be really interesting, 29th of March onwards, what happens with the dynamics of troop recovery with Warhammer in the game. But for now, as I say, these guys, I've shown you in order of how good they are at recovering troops. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and held on to the end for me. If you have enjoyed it, please do click on that like. And if you have any comments or questions about troop recovery, or just how maybe you think some of these heroes aren't in the right order, I'd be interested to hear your opinions on it as well. And if you could please share this video and my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.